Hey guys, welcome back. For number 13, if x is larger than 3, which of the following is equivalent? Now first, some of you might get tripped up by this. X larger than 3. For the most part, you don't need to know that. Usually the reason why they do this, x is larger than 3 or x cannot be equal to 3, it's just there so that you don't divide by 0 or you create something that's not real. Okay, so we're looking at basically simplifying this equation. So which of the following is equivalent? Whenever they say equivalent, usually they're looking for the simplest term. As we look at our answer here, A, B, C, D, you can generally tell that we're trying to simplify it. Okay, now how do you get this into one of these? We'll be combining the fractions. So as we look at this, we have basically two fractions, one on top and the addition of two more on bottom. Okay, and we just want to kind of simplify it. Let's see. So top, we can just leave that as a 1 there. Let's just look at the bottom. 1 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 3. Now how do we add? How do we add unlike fractions? Kind of like looking at the just basic numbers. 1/2 plus 1/3. How do we add that? We add it by making it into with a common denominator. So our common denominator here is 6. In order to get that, we multiply this by 3 over 3. So we know 3 times 2 equals 6. And you multiply this side by 2 over 2. We know 3 times 2 is equal to 6 right there. The reason why we multiply by 3 over 3, 2 over 2, this is just a fancy way of saying 1. This is a fancy way of saying 1. We're just rewriting it so that it looks easier so that we can add them together. Okay, and looking at these, we have 3 times 1, that's 3 over 6, plus 1, 2, that's going to be 2 over 6. That gives us 5 over 6. That way we can add them together. Okay, now how do we do the same to the more complicated looking one? Whoops, that's a 3 right there. We can do the same thing. So as we look at the denominators, 1 plus 3, we want to get this over here as well. So multiply this by x plus 3 over x plus 3. Once again, this is just a fancy way of saying 1. And multiply the other side by x plus 2. Once again, this is just fancy 1. And we multiply them together. We get a found denominator of x plus 3 times x plus 2. Okay, so let's do the left side. We have x plus 3 times 1, that's x plus 3, over x plus 3, x plus 2. We add that to x plus 2, over x plus 3, x plus 2. And when we add fractions like this, denominator stays the same. Top part we can just add together. X plus x is equal to 2 x's. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So our answer is 2x plus 5 over x plus 3, x plus 2. Now remember, all of this was over 1, under 1. Now what do we do there? If you want to consider this, we can do this in two ways. We can say this is 1 over 1. Whoops. 1. We have like 1 over 1 over 2x plus 5 over x plus 3, x plus 2. Now why did I do that? It's because when we divide fractions, it's like saying we're multiplying by the inverse. So we can multiply by the reciprocal. So this is the same thing as 1 over 1 times the reciprocal of the bottom, x plus 3, x plus 2, 2x plus 5. Now I wrote this as 1 over 1 because it's a little bit harder to see like this. However, when you're doing like this, that's a 1. It's like you're dividing fraction, taking one fraction, dividing by another fraction. I think that's a little bit easier. I'm not sure. Some people might just leave it as 1. So if you're one of those people, I guess you can leave it as a 1. And you're just taking one divided by this fraction, and then when you divide by fractions, you can just multiply by the reciprocal. Right there. Right there. Okay, and we know just 1 times that is equal to that self, so our answer is equal to x plus 3, x plus 2 over 2x plus 5. Nope. It's 2x plus 5. It looks like they multiplied together. We can check this. 2x plus 5. This is the wrong way. Okay, and just for the sake of our answers, let's group these together. Let's combine this. We have our first term. If you do FOIL, our first term, x squared. First term. FOIL outside terms, x plus 2 plus 2x. Inner, 3x plus 3x. L, last, 3 and 2 plus 6 must be x squared plus 5x plus 6 all over 2x plus 5. That's going to be B.